Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay standing. It is my pleasure to introduce our ASB President, Reem Salim, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the playing of the national anthem recorded by the Mira Loma Band under the direction of Michael McAllister.
Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and please be seated. Good evening and welcome, honored guests, Paula Viasquez, President of our San Juan Unified School Board, and Kent Kern, Superintendent of Schools, parents, and Mira Loma class of 2021. 50 years ago this week, Mira Loma held its last graduation in the quad until now. But I can guarantee you it wasn't the production this graduation has been, having to register and socially distance and mask up with all kinds of rules about not shouting, not shaking hands, and definitely no hugging. These are unprecedented times. Unprecedented. Has there ever been a word you're more tired of hearing? I don't know about you, but I'm ready to go back to precedented times. It seems like since we've been in unprecedented times, all I've been is the person that constantly has to say no to every fun idea and suggestion. And I hate that role. I want to be the fun administrator who gets to say yes to all the crazy ideas. You remember the principal who on March 12th of last year, just one day before the shutdown, was letting you cram 76 kids into a 10 by 10 foot square for the Matta box for SAR? Yeah, back then we had no idea how dangerous being close could be. We just knew that was fun and that winning SAR was everything. Then that afternoon and the next day, hour by hour, more and more information came out, and our world was changed in an instant. We had no idea then that the change would be so long-lasting and have such an impact on every aspect of our lives. This year, as the days of May came to a close and I began to think about what I wanted to say to you, the class of 2021, that would have any kind of an impact, I struggled. Was it because this would be my last graduation before retirement and I really don't want to say goodbye? Or was it because I'm sure, and I'm not sure, there are words of good advice that I can give to the students that had the grit and the tenacity to finish their high school years successfully, despite all of the obstacles thrown at them over the past 15 months. So I went down the internet rabbit hole, hoping for inspiration. Shall I tell you Admiral McRaven's advice to make your bed every morning? He says it'll give you a small sense of pride and it will encourage you to do another task and another. And if by chance you have a miserable day, You'll come home to a bed that is made, and a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be a better day. Now, that's great advice for regular times, but these are unprecedented times. Half of you never left your house during the day, and many of you used your beds for a desk during Zoom. So that advice just doesn't really seem to fit this year. So I turned to music looking for inspiration. Perhaps your parents remember the song in 1999 called the Sunscreen Song. Add great advice like dance, even if there's nowhere to do it but in your own living room. And get to know your parents. You never know when they'll be gone for good. Or maybe there's a country music fan or two who might know the advice from Kenny Chesney. Don't blink. You wake up and you're 25 and your high school sweetheart becomes your wife. Don't blink. You might just miss your babies growing like mine did, turning into moms and dads. Next thing you know, your better half of 50 years is there in bed, and you're praying God takes you instead. Don't blink. Nope, too sad, and I want to send you out on a happy note. So let me tell you a story from my own life. You see, I know a little bit about perseverance. I was a vice principal for 20 years, and for 10 of those, I wanted to be a principal. I applied, and I interviewed, and I was rejected over and over and over. I worked hard. I put in extra time on committees. I read books. I went above and beyond. So what was the problem? It's hard to say. I would follow up each interview with a post-conference to try to be a better candidate the next time. Here's some of the advice I was given. Yes, you're well-read and you can disaggregate the data. I just wish you would wear something that didn't make you look like a nun. Really. Another time it was, you just don't look like a principal. Okay. And my all-time favorite, remember this is the advice I'm looking for, well, it was his dream, it was his time. Okay, I could have been bitter, and truth be told, I probably spent a few days feeling that way. But you can be bitter, or you can move on, and you can find joy in every day. And that's what I need you to remember as you think back on this year of the things you didn't have. You can be bitter, or you can look for happiness every day and live a life of joy. I was lucky. I had a job that was full of opportunities for happiness, even through times of loss and grief and a bout of depression. I want to thank you for those moments. Moments when students like Molly performed with our taiko drum group, when our dragon and our lions danced, and when Zainab and Tara dressed up in traditional cultural dress for international nights. Thank you to Emma and Estefania and Abigail for working on yearbooks that captured happy moments for us to remember, like your freshman year with the solar eclipse and a Pixar homecoming, your sophomore year with Agatha and Daniel as Hansel and Gretel on your float. Thank you to our athletes for going out and playing with heart. Jeremy in baseball, Ari and Emily in golf, Derek, Shinzul, Johanna in volleyball, Ilya and Avery in cross country, Kezrov and Frederick for football, Deanna, Patrick, Isaac, and Jet in football, and so many others. You were fun to watch. Thank you to our academic team participants, Megan in FBLA, Himong and Shanice in speech and debate, Rohan and Achuda in Science Bowl, students from Acadeka, Science Olympiad, and Moot Court. Every time you came home with a win, we all got to celebrate and feel like champions. Thank you to our musicians, performers, and artists like Emma, Avery, Larissa, Sam, Naomi, and Megan for bringing your talents to the stage, sharing your artwork for us to enjoy, and playing beautiful music. Thank you to Adrian for capturing these moments on Mira Loma TV, And thank you to Reem for reporting out to our school board with positivity this past year. You always made me proud. Yes, I've been lucky to work for 35 years in a career with students that brought me much joy, even when things didn't always go my way. And that's my wish for you, to find a life that brings you joy, even when things don't go your way. I know that you leave Mira Loma prepared to take on whatever comes your way. Continue to make us proud, class of 2021. We will never forget you. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce our first student speaker, Randy Kaplan.
Hello. All right. Congratulations, class of 2021. We're here today together through all of the tears and lack of motivation we've experienced these last 4 years. These last 2 especially. We had our prom, our senior ball, our last SAR, and almost our graduation snatched away from us. Thankfully, we're able to celebrate this accomplishment in person with some of our family, our friends, and our amazing teachers. We wouldn't have finished as strong as we did without all of them. I would like to give special thanks to Mr. Kuzmich, who's my absolute favorite teacher, Ms. Contreras, who's done more for me and my family and my sisters than I could ever imagine, and I'm forever grateful to you. To Ms. Holt, who I haven't seen in a long time, but she had to put up with me freshman and sophomore year, and that says a lot. Mr. Lineback, Ms. Chavez, Mr. Bender, and the rest of my teachers. You've helped me and many others through the hardest times of our lives. Many of us have experienced loss these last couple years, and your understanding and support is what pushed us through to graduate. I would like to shout out our water polo team for being the best sport at Mira Loma, and if you're not a senior and you don't play, you definitely should. I would also like to thank the rest of our teachers and staff for putting up with our crazy class. And by crazy, I mean the class of 2021 is so outspoken, we have a tendency to correct the teachers before they have a chance to correct themselves. We all stand tall as individuals. We are proud of ourselves, and we stand up for what we believe in. To be able to say our class has a strong backbone going into the world means a lot. This means we worked hard, we pushed through the stress and anxieties of the world, and we had strong people supporting us. I never would have given this speech if I did not have my teachers behind me guiding and supporting me. Through my 4 years at Mira Loma and 4 years in the International Studies program, I've gained enough confidence to speak to an overwhelmingly large crowd. My first year at Mira Loma, we had a touchpoint project we had to present. The audience was probably 50 kids, give or take. I stood in front of those 50 kids and I said my name, the name of my project, and then I turned around and cried until the presentation was over. This is an example of growth that not just me, but all of us have experienced. 4 years ago, we walked into class and sat down not knowing what we were going to do and the thought of scary high school seniors looming over our heads. Through the years, we have changed, we've learned what we like, what we don't, we've learned what we're good at, and we've earned some cool awards and memories in the process. For my SAR buddies, never forget what 9 + 10 is. Now, 4 years later today, we've made some of the biggest decisions of our lives. Am I going to college? Which one? Can I get scholarships? What's my major? These are hard questions with hard answers, and we have to answer them now. It seems really scary, but you've conquered the hardest part already. Now comes the fun. Meeting new people, getting jobs, buying cars. These are the exciting things, and it's our turn to experience them. We've worked hard. Some of us worked harder than others, but we're all sitting here today with our family and teachers celebrating the same accomplishment. We've graduated high school. Congratulations again, class of 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Next, I would like to introduce you to our scholars. Mira Loma is a great place with a wide array of scholars, of which we are very proud. If you are a first-generation graduate from an American high school, will you please stand? Thank you. Next, I would like to introduce our students wearing cultural stoles and garb, representing their heritage from Mexico, Africa, South Vietnam, the Philippines, Mongolia, Iraq, Fiji, Liberia, and Latin America. Will you students please stand? And Ghana. Thank you. The Sacramento County Office of Education recognizes students who test proficient in more than one language with a world medallion on a white lanyard. Will our 122 Seal of Biliteracy Scholars please stand? I'd like to point out that's more than any other school in the area. Will our 9 Triliteracy Scholars please stay standing? Congratulations. I'll just point out that I was telling one of the girls, wow, you're a triliteracy winner. And she goes, well, I really speak 5 languages. Okay. Now will our Passport graduates please stand to be recognized? Improve Your Tomorrow is a relatively new program on campus whose mission is to increase the number of young men of color attending and graduating from colleges and universities. Will our IYT graduating seniors please stand? Mira Loma has 2 career technical education programs. Will our 7 medical assisting and 14 computer security program completers please stand? Our International Studies program has 2 levels of achievement. We have 14 certificate students who have completed their coursework. Will you please stand? And will our 13 IS diploma students stand? These students have completed the UCA through G requirements and 50 hours of community service. Mira Loma is well known in the community for our International Baccalaureate program, and this year we have 73 certificate candidates. These students have taken up to 4 IB courses and assessments. Please stand. Thank you. Next, will our IB associate candidates please stand? These 34 students have taken 4 assessments and completed 100 hours of creativity, action, and service, and taken the TOK course. Thank you. And now may I have our 65 IB diploma candidates please stand. These scholars have taken 6 IB assessments, completed 150 hours of creativity, action, and service, written a 4,000-word extended essay, and taken the Theory of Knowledge course. Congratulations to you. Can I have our 8 National Merit finalists please stand? Each year, approximately 1.6 million students apply to be considered in the National Merit Program. Only 15,000 are chosen as finalists. We have 8 of them. Achyutha Kodavadakanthi, Nayana Venukanthan, Albert Wang, and Derek Yan, please remain standing. There are only 7,500 scholarship winners in the nation, and Mira Loma is proud to have 4 of them. I'm just going to make a plug for Mira Loma. Again, that's more than any other school in the area. Students who have a cumulative grade point average of 4.0 to 4.499 are called Salutatory Scholars, and they have received the Silver Matador Medal. Will the 57 Salutatory Scholars please stand? Lastly, we have 51 valedictory scholars wearing the Golden Matador, representing a cumulative grade point average of 4.5 or above. Please stand. You all are amazing. Thank you. Now you know why I think it's such a wonderful place to be. We are very proud of all of our graduates and scholars. Next, I'd like to introduce our second student speaker, Dina Al Jabori.
Hello, class of 2021. Long time no see. I've imagined giving a speech during my graduation ever since I attended my sister Mina's graduation during my freshman year. I imagine telling you guys a slightly over-exaggerated story about what it was like living in the Middle East. I imagined talking about moving here from Jordan in middle school and barely speaking English. I imagine telling you all about those struggles and how it led me to be such a shy, closed-off person. And then I would tell you how through the diverse, welcoming community at Mira Loma High School, it truly transformed me to the point where I'm sure I could be described as obnoxiously social. However, I feel like it would be so unsuitable to speak about that after the past year and a half. Senior year meant a lot for so many of us, and with the pandemic, everything felt confusing and lost. Some of us lost our senior sports seasons, our chances to be captains and team leaders. Some of us lost our final chances to compete for clubs that we've given our all to for the last 4 years. Some of us lost our final opportunities to perform or display our art, and all of us lost the chance to have all of the fun and closure that we were promised would come with our last year of high school. I'll admit, it was such a disheartening experience for me, being told that I wasn't able to go to events like SAR and prom and ball that I had been so excited to go to for the past 4 years. I was not able to see the friends and teachers and the community at Mira Loma High School that I had fallen in love with in the first place. Losing the last year and a half of our high school experience to a virus was not what we had planned, but it's definitely an experience that will affect our lives forever and a memory that we will never ever forget. We are made up of our experience and memories. All of the things that we have been through up to this point make us who we are, and the best part is we're not done yet. We'll continue to experience things and make memories every day that mold us here and there to who we truly are and who we're meant to be. We all deserve to celebrate and be so proud of ourselves. It's upsetting that we don't have a traditional graduation ceremony, and sadly we cannot control the circumstances that we face today. What we can choose is how we respond to it. And as we take these next steps in life, the only certainty we have is that time goes on and the future will arrive. Now, as we step into adulthood and start to reach our goals, there will be harder challenges to overcome. But our willpower has been proven irrevocable. Never forget, classmates, that as long as you use your unrelenting will, you're an unstoppable force. After all, Mira Loma Matadors never give in to the bull. Thank you.
Thank you, Dina. Next, please welcome our school board president, Paula Viasquez.
Good evening. One moment. Congratulations, class of 2021. We are so incredibly proud of you. My name is Paula Viasquez, and in addition to also being a Matador, class of 2007, I have the privilege of serving as the board president of the San Juan Unified School District. I want to start by thanking our teachers, staff, and administrators. I know you've likely endured the most difficult year of your professional lives. Thank you for navigating each twist and turn while concurrently navigating your families and needs at home and always showing up for your students, even if they showed up from time to time as just little black boxes. We are very grateful to you. Thank you as well to the retiring members of our San Juan family. This is the largest retiring class of staff in San Juan in recent history. Thank you for dedicating your career to our students and being such a vital member of our school communities. You will be missed, and we also wish you well in the next chapter. Thank you to parents. COVID impacted every aspect of our lives, including jobs, family relationships, relationships with your children, and so much more. I know you often had to pivot to supporting your immediate bubble in unexpected ways, and while I'm sure you wanted more time with your seniors, being at home together during a pandemic was probably not what you had in mind. Congratulations to you as well on this notable day. Seniors, you made it. Congratulations. You made it through Zoom classes. Yeah, we can do a round of applause real quick. You made it through Zoom classes, drive-through events, social distancing, wearing masks, and that really weird period of time where we all had to collectively relearn how to wash our hands. That was a little bit weird. Remember, people were singing like the songs with the 20-second chorus lines. Through all of that, I hope you found new ways to connect with your peers and with your community. I've taken a bit of time to reflect on many lessons from the pandemic, and I'm not going to give you the full list, but a few of the highlights include making sure you have at least 2 weeks of toilet paper, because that's the first to go in a panic. Living through many, many different unprecedented events is super overrated. And thankfully, I learned this from others, but under no circumstances should you take the device that you are Zooming on to the bathroom. However, more than anything, this pandemic has finally turned back the curtain on the idea that the folks at the highest level of authority know exactly what they're doing. You know better than your predecessors that everyone is figuring out things as we go along. There's no manual, there's no rule book. All the game plans were tossed to the wind, of which there is an abundance this evening. And with everything suddenly feeling like it's up for grabs, this is your time to seize the initiative. Nobody can tell you anymore that you should be waiting your turn. Nobody can tell you that this is how it's always been done. More than ever, this is your moment and your generation's world to shape. And as we look to move forward, I encourage you to find spaces, learning spaces, work spaces, social spaces, spaces that say, let's get back to normal, and challenge that. Yes, we are all excited about getting back to spending time with loved ones and to be out in our communities, but that's as far back to normal as we should get. Because the truth is that normal was unfair to too many. The way things were was too unequal, and before the pandemic, life was too unjust for too many. If the world is going to get any better, it's going to be up to you. Now that's a pretty big pronouncement. Go, shape the world. And some adults have wondered aloud, well, how do we know for sure that they're ready? You know, we had to switch up everything the way it's always been done, how we teach, take assessments, all of it was a little bit odd this year. Now there's no doubt that you have worked hard and in many ways harder, but you may not have taken the same tests or assessments as your predecessors that walked this stage did. And some adults will ask, well, if we don't have all the same metrics before, how do we know? Well, to be honest, all of those tests, all of those assessments, those are for adults. Most are a measure of some information you may have had in a single point of time so that adults can know if we're doing a good job. But that's not a true measure of whether or not you have the tools to be successful. And when I think about true characteristics of successful people, what comes to mind first is not about test scores or grades. And yes, some of those are important things, but they're not the important things. When I think about successful people, I think about people who had a plan. We'll call it Plan A. And they successfully executed that plan until a big challenge got in their way. And instead of throwing up their hands, defeated, they corrected and went a different route. I think about people who have not just found success, but also found hardship and found a way around it. So how do I know that you're ready? Well, most of, if not all of you, had Plan A, and how you thought high school was going to start and end. The story you'd write 4 years ago is probably very different from the story you arrived here today. You probably had to abandon or significantly alter Plan A and are on some variations, Plan B, Plan C, or Plan D. But that right there, you can't teach in only the four walls of a classroom. How to navigate significant challenges and find success in a path that you didn't think would be yours, that is the key to success. And you have more experience than most in that. So that's how I know that not only are you ready, but you are the most prepared graduating class I've ever had the honor to send off into the next chapter. I have no doubt that you can tackle anything and everything that comes your way, and I cannot wait to see all that you and your peers will do next. On behalf of the San Juan Unified Board of Education, congratulations, Matadors, class of 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Viasquez. Mr. Kern, it is now my great honor to present to you the candidates for graduation from the Mira Loma High School class of 2021.
Families and students, by the power vested in me by the State of California and the Board of Trustees of the San Juan Unified School District, I hereby authorize the issuance of diplomas of graduation to the students of Mira Loma High School graduating class of 2021.
Larissa Mayer.
Lily Miller.
Shelby Earls. Chloe Leiden.
The Deanna John.
Nolly Shum. Jimmy Penn.
Dustin Huday Berganov.
Galilea Flores Hernandez.
Yuli Ludov.
Rebecca Alexandria Gomez. Okay. Giovanni Arnulfo Larray Naga. Luna Fernandez. Joey Warren. Maria Todres. Maya Howard. Agatha Scheidemann. Manasi Wakade.
Hey, Paula.
Samantha Fan. Clara Carroll.
Johanna Marianson. Tia Trin. Johanna Faith Rial. Abena Mensa Bonsu. Kyle Lee. Thank you so much. Jacqueline Wong.
Nisa Ning. Aaliyah Burnett.
Nika Ragudauzi. Alexander Alvarez. Aiden Clay. Tristan Jaime. Jose David Jimenez Matos. Rain Andre Villaluz.
Isabel Camacho. Elvina Kurtzitova. Aliza Athene Alegado Alonso. Peter Arafalis. No. Emma Schneider.
Crystal Carnelison.
I want to announce Patricia Gonzalez.
Jordan Crockett. Molly Thompson.
Kalea Fontenot. Maricela Garcia Vargas. Juan Pablo Negrete.
Basim Al-Shur. Jesus Adonis Tapia.
Simone Kirkaldi. Jaden Preston.
Jennifer Arroyo. Samantha Robles. Denise Doe. Sarah Vo.
Farwa Amini. Hadia Amini.
Kirti Chadella. Sarah Velasquez. Sujana Srinivasan.
Madeline Jurison. Waranga Ahmedzai.
Najia Karimi.
Hamad Karimi.
Hamang Dalakandi.
Khojesta Afzali.
Freshta Dost.
Ananya Arvind.
Shujing Ivy Guo.
Shriya Papula. Janaki Ramanathan.
Wolfgang Mazzetta.
Annika Lynn Brecky.
Megan Liu. Rhea Sarma.
Kalina G. Yusuf and Normani.
Dylan Jolson.
Albert Wong.
Cecilia Harrison.
Manelli Aguilera.
Elizabeth Hernandez.
Farhan Karimi.
Ronald Richards. Heron Kim. Crystal May Burlon.
Ramon Naqshbandi.
Mina Nurzai.
Justin Mariano.
Denite Ured.
Alexandria Lentz.
Elahe Razai.
Gabrielle Rucker. Megan Zong.
Larry Dawson McNally III. Kyra Shelton. Bo Blackburn.
Maria Saleh.
Huda Al Mugharbel.
Caleb Hunter.
Manuel Vallejos.
Mustafa Hanif. Dario Laranaga.
Anastasia Yechna. Achyuta Kodavarikanti. Derek Yuen. Divya Shivakumar. Emily Dong. Madison Stamper.
Amon Hare. Shanice Cole Henry. Eleanor Jagon. Richard Jung.
Guillermo de la Torre. Xavier Ferreras.
Daniel Levitsky.
Leonid Koshevenko.
Ian Logan. Anthony Lynn.
Sania Davies. Zoe Ophelia Thompson.
Nicole Mendoza Huevas.
Tayani Dixon. Randy Kaplan.
Hector Corral.
Eunice Sakipur.
Taqi Hosseini.
Mehdi Rahimi.
Kateo Dunning.
Jeremy James.
Tabassum Gori.
Alexandra Baikova.
Nabat Khafaji.
Paul Blackwell. Cody Cadero.
Zitlali Ubaldo Serrano. Randy Rincon Beltran.
Sara Al-Tamimi.
Estefany De Luna Castro.
Emily Wynn.
Noelia Camacho.
Muhammad Yasser Muhammad Nasser.
Junior Williams.
Adrian Hernandez.
Ahmed Hamidullah.
Masi Sarfaraz.
Aditya Seth. Sarabhay Sri Kumar. Ishan Sharma. Shirag Kawadia. Ellis Monroe Holder.
Huzaifa Ahmed. Savan Yasin. Mariam Rafi.
Sagar Norze.
Sabrina Bakhtiari.
Estefania Huerta. Michelle Juarez Ramirez. Diana Kriva. Alan Angelo Augustin Tappan. Johan Yahir Ruiz Vasquez.
Ajane Jackson. Taya Thomas. Abigail Molina.
Catherine Cisneros.
Samuel Valora.
Minerva Perez Andrade.
Andrea Span. Shirzi Hotak.
Fazila Hotak.
Naomi Torres.
Rosalind Salinas.
Bezod Dominic.
Abdul Gangat.
Rita Mula.
Liliana Taylor Hunt.
Fatma Musawi. Noor Zahra. Fatma Bahia.
Rebecca Vaccaro.
Daida Biswas. Nayana Venukantan. Tanusha Tola. Rohan Shelki. Achyuta Ramesh. Niveta Nadarasa.
Catherine Uwe.
Nargis Razai.
Lauren Chang. Bethany Sapio.
Emma Rose Jocelyn. Emma Musat.
Caitlin Galloway.
Utkarsh Jain. Harish Vasant.
Christian Escobar.
Ryan Lee.
William Tasavia.
Austin and Daya.
Mackenzie Lunsberg.
Rafal Mahmoud.
Huynh Tron.
Gurkaran Singh.
Frederick Carter III.
Muhammad Rafi Yusafi.
Idris Jawad.
Aiden Andreessen.
Yusuf Legacy.
Liu Hailu.
Sena Dodi.
Tara Gokul.
Ramesh Sami.
Armand Beg.
Joseph Juan.
Samuel Ravi Kumar.
Sauli Rios Howdergy.
Zoe Dixon.
Evelyn Denise Navarrete Mendez.
Victoria Baikova.
Asra Mira.
Silvana Abushawish. Naji Raad Al Safar. Ali Al Zawi.
Rania El Qaisi. Hadia Mohammed.
Jocelyn Gonzalez.
Roshan Jackson.
Emily Gavrilenko.
Catherine Frolova. Maxim Orlov.
Sean Eve Pack.
Patrick Topor.
Alex Arnold Powers Hurley Alexander.
Jackie Bates.
Shinzul Chinzorg.
Yana Mordovsa.
Michaela Mitatelu.
Fatma Al Asadi.
Vivian Laverine. Zoe Chavez.
Sidra Rahimi.
Aryan Mohammadi.
Daria Dorima Damaskin. Brady Benningson. Jet Chong.
Jalen Sukari.
Amir Hiram Soto.
Yasin Zuhair.
Ksenia Sokolova. Aaron Shen.
William Gaudreau.
Caitlin Smith.
Claire Sonneson. Jasmine Martin.
Desiree Gilliard.
Avery Boykin. Autumn Morris. Veronica Jakes.
Mayeli Reyes.
Jessica Navitidad Dixon. Julissa Campos Quintanilla. Say Jorge Luis Galeana.
Abdulrahman Kassar. Hassan Al-Maliki.
Zaid Al-Adari.
Christian Chavez.
Ethan Kleinman.
Cordelia Teeters.
Isaac Compon.
Cheyenne Vang.
Stephanie Aranda.
Marina Salavanikova. Daniel Thompson.
Sunny Liu.
Mark Botros.
Adve Taplu.
Josue Fuentes.
Landon Golar. Giovanni Cardenas.
Zainab Abdulrazak. Zainab Nasrati.
Rachel Kim.
Lily Lyman. Michaela Stevens.
Fatma Muhammad Ali. Hadra Hashmand.
Farahna Zinasi.
Kalthum Musaqil.
Medina Naimi.
Alma Gallegos. Miriam Salman.
Parmish Shah Chiraghi.
Shail Faldi. Andy Hall.
Kate Gallagher. Abigail Caraway. Austin Mayfield. Naomi Alba Alonso.
Saba Saeed.
Jessica Govea. Samuel Furl.
Vin Wynn. Cannon Smith.
Emily Marshall. Carly Young.
Abigail Rochford.
Kenya Juliana Lopez Sanchez. Mojong Her.
Tayer Zoldeso.
Novikov Artyom.
Wyatt Hall. Cole Kramer. Ari Ott. Zach Jordan.
Ilya Nabok. David Boyko. Isabel Applehans.
Regan Afonso.
And Vida Chintada.
Isabel Castillo.
Dina Al Jabori. Reem Salim.
Now, seniors, the moment you've been waiting for. Tara is going to take the stage and ask you to do something special.
Hello, class of 2021. You've made it. Everyone, please take your tassel and move it from the right side to the left. And congratulations!
All right, seniors, congratulations to the class of 2021. You may go to the B Wing and pick up your diplomas. Parents, we're going to ask that you exit the seats in the yellow first, then the blue, then the orange, then the green. You're going to go out the same way you came. You're not going to meet your graduate here. You're going to meet them at home. They're going to get their diplomas, and it's going to take a while. Thank you, and good night.